Well, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
My name is Pastor Donald, and I want to welcome you to the Montville United Methodist Church, a loving, inclusive, integrity-filled, and supportive church that offers hope and purpose to all people. We're so grateful to have you with us on this third Spring Music Festival program. And so we have had a different and unique and amazing set of music at each and every gathering we've come to. And today we have a unique, I know we had some story last time with New Orleans Jazz and hearing about the history of it. Today we're going to be hearing story and song. And we're very excited because today the person who is leading us through this evening is no stranger to us, Reid Anderson, who is a now published author and local composer. Reid is part of our congregation here at Montville UMC, so it's especially meaningful to be able to have him here, to have this space, to tell his story, to speak to what he went through, to speak to how God has used it, and we pray that you are blessed and impacted through it tonight. Just wanted to let you know that yes, our admission here is free, but each and every time we gather, we have a different organization that we invite anyone who feels led to give toward. So there is a basket in the back, and this month's organization is going to be the Mental Health Association. And more specifically, it's going to be going to the Riskin Children's Center, which brings services, advocacy, mental health resources to kids from age 6 to 18. And we know that this church desires to be a stigma-free church, a church that helps to not only love people, but also help get them connected to what they need to be healthy and whole. And that mental health is a very important part of that. And so we're blessed by the Mental Health Association that does so much good in our surrounding county. And so know that that is where the funds, any funds put in that basket tonight will be going toward. But without further ado, I'm going to give it over to Reid, the person who is going to lead us through this wonderful evening tonight. So let's give a round of applause.
Thank you. I really appreciate the opportunity to talk about my story and share it with you. I'm going to start by just showing you an audiobook, which is it's kind of an animation that I narrated and it's got the graphics of the book in the animation, and I just want to present that to you so you get an idea of what the story is. I sanitized the tragedy part of the story a lot because I don't want to scare children, because it's a children's book that I wrote. And it's more about my recovery than it is about the tragedy. I spent a lot of time about the recovery part of it. And it's an interesting book because it's not only a children's book, it's a moment in time. It's 1964, I was 8 years old. It was June 9th when the accident happened. There were so many things going on back then. President Kennedy just got shot. Beatles came to the United States. The Civil Rights Act was signed in 1964 in July, just a month after my accident. And I just want to say that the person who saved my life was a police officer, a black police officer. So, I'm forever in his debt. He was a Marine. And, God rest his soul now. But his name's Alvin Jones. So I just want to give it up to Alvin Jones. Thank you. And not only Alvin Jones saved my life, but my mom was right there. She was right on the spot. When I came walking up the hill with my hand completely blown apart, my mom called the operator and she couldn't even speak. She couldn't even get the words out because she didn't really know what happened. She just saw my hand was completely blown apart. And the operator sent Officer Jones and a fire truck, no ambulance. But the fire truck, they're trained in paramedics, and but the funny thing was they couldn't take my mom and I in the fire truck. It looked like a hook and ladder to me. So Officer Jones took me in the back of his police car, my mom and I in the back of his police car, and he rushed us to the hospital, the local hospital. They gave me transfusions right away, and then they took me to St. Barnabas in Newark, where they gave me immediate surgery. And this is what it looks like now. Don't be scared. So, but the doctor said that when they finished it, he knew that my dad was an artist, and he knew that I wanted to be just like my dad. So he said, don't worry, you'll be able to do most things that boys and kids can do with their hands. And I have been able to do. So the reason I'm doing this is because I want to show everybody that with faith, family, friends, and people who care, you can achieve your dreams. And this was my dream when I was a kid, because my dreams were shattered. But I want to just show you what I could do, because I'm so grateful now about all the people who have helped me and what I've been able to do with my resolve. And I know that not everybody can have my resolve, but you can have my encouragement. If I can encourage you to just keep pushing through whatever your disability, whatever your trauma, it's more mental than physical. It really is. Once you get through your physical trauma, your recovery, it's all mental. So I'm so thankful that all of these donations, if we have any donations, or all the proceeds from my book and my CDs are going to the mental health. I really appreciate that. So thank you. I'll start the show. Thank you.
People that I've known, their memory lives on inside of me. Some come and some will go, and some I'll never see again. Once upon a time, there was a boy named Reid. That's me. I was a very curious 8-year-old. But sometimes things happened that I didn't expect. After school, I liked to go to my friend's house to play. We loved to listen to music and daydream. Sometimes we would explore around the house. I found a firecracker, so I picked it up because I was curious. As I was holding it in my hand, all of a sudden it popped with a loud bang. My hand started to bleed, and it hurt badly, so I ran home to get help. My mom was there, and she called people on the phone to get more help. She wrapped me and my hand in a towel, and she held me close by her side. We waited for more help to arrive. A policeman came to help us first. He was really nice. A fire truck came too. My mom and I went into the back seat of the police car. The policeman turned on his siren and blinking lights. He drove us to a hospital, and a doctor looked at me. Then I went in an ambulance to another hospital. I rode in the back with paramedics to look after me. They turned on their siren and blinking lights too. We went to an even bigger hospital. I had to go to the emergency room to get help fast. There were more doctors and nurses helping there. The doctors put me on a table to look at me. The nurses had to cut off my clothes with scissors. The doctors told me they had to put me to sleep so they could try to fix me and make me feel better. I started to get really sleepy. When I woke up, I was still in the hospital. My right hand was all covered in white bandages. I saw my thumb, index finger, and pinky, but my other 2 fingers were gone. My mom stayed at the hospital all night. She was right there at my bedside when I woke up. I asked her if the other fingers would grow back, like I knew some animals could do. She said no, and we both had to cry. My friends from school sent me lots of cards and letters. I couldn't write back, but I read them again and again. My friends even got me a radio so I could listen to music at the hospital. It made me feel better to see everyone cared about me. The doctors tried to help me learn to use my left hand, but I started to feel sad. I told the doctors I wanted to learn to use my right hand again. So the doctors tried to help me move my sore fingers. They asked me to touch my thumb and fingers together. It hurt, but each day I could move my fingers closer and closer. And then they finally touched each other. And when my thumb and fingers got a little stronger, the doctor handed me a pencil, and everyone cheered. I could finally hold a pencil again. It was hard work, but each day I tried to get better. And each day I could do more and more. Then one day the doctor said I could go home. And that made me really happy. It felt so good to be home. I got a puppy named Skipper, and I got better. I learned how to do everything again, like hold a fork, button my shirt, tie my shoelaces, everything. But I had to learn to do it all in my own special way. My friends played with me too. I learned how to throw a ball again and do sports. I even learned how to play musical instruments. And best of all, I learned with creativity and hard work, and with love and help from family and friends, and from those who care, that dreams really can come true, even if it takes a lifetime.